Who's not allowed to vote tonight is just as telling as who is. The Florida Democratic Party canceled its state primary, so no votes there. And in Florida, if you happen to be among the more than 3.5 million independent voters, you can't vote in this primary.
ABC Action News reporter Rebecca Petit takes a deeper look at the push to make Florida an open primary state.
It was party against party. It was almost like you put on a shirt or a jacket and you became somebody's enemy, and I didn't like that.
Ben Graffam has been a registered independent voter for 30 years. He tells me he feels disenfranchised when it comes to primary elections in Florida.
You do feel left out. You feel unconsidered in the process.
Because Florida is a closed primary state, Graffam is prohibited from voting in the primaries. In closed primaries, voters may only vote for candidates in the party they are registered in. Lori Edwards, supervisor of elections for Polk County, tells me closed primaries have some of the lowest voter turnout.
The Bipartisan Policy Center in Washington, D.C. has studied this. And states that have open primaries have 4% more turnout in their primary elections than the states that have closed primaries.
Florida has more than 3.5 million voters who are not affiliated with either the Republican or Democratic Party.
I've watched the trend, and more people in recent years register as no party affiliation or independent than register as either Democrat or Republican. In other words, it is the fastest growing segment of our population.
This is partly why the group Open Primaries is pushing Florida lawmakers to open closed primaries to independent voters. In 2020, 57% of Floridians voted in favor of a nonpartisan primary.
There's a huge level of support among Floridians for changing the system, giving all voters more freedom and allowing independent voters to fully participate.
John Opdyke, the president of Open Primaries, tells me eliminating party control forces candidates to seek out policies with broader support and work across the aisle.
You still have liberals and you still have conservatives, but the incentives for them to work together on issues where they can find common ground go up dramatically. And that's what we've seen in every state that has a nonpartisan primary.
Supporters of closed primaries argue that sabotage from non-members is a serious issue.
You want to keep the primary closed because you keep it pure, meaning that the people that vote for you know are Republicans and not people who come in and try to act as spoilers as they did in South Carolina and throw votes toward other candidates.
Independent voters tell me they should be allowed to have a meaningful vote.
We're not empowering a lot of voters who choose to be independent, and that's quite a lot of voters in Florida.
I'm Rebecca Petit, ABC Action News.